Well, I'm glad you're joining us as we work through Pilgrim's Progress. We're going to take about 4 months to wander through this book, and I think it's going to be an incredible journey for you. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot and learn a lot. I think you're going to be challenged as well in ways that you may not be expecting. The book was written by a man named John Bunyan in 1678. It was written from prison. He was actually in prison for the gospel. And he was writing the book as a form of an allegory. It's a picture to teach us truths about the Christian faith. And in the book, he describes a man named Christian. And we follow Christian as he starts out on his journey. He's struggling with his direction and with his life, and he's reading God's word, and he's realizing that he's in trouble. He needs to do something about it. He needs some change. He needs some direction. He needs to find the answer to his problems. And we follow his journey from there right up to the point where he meets Jesus Christ at the very end. And it's a wonderful picture for us, and I hope as we read through this, you're encouraged by it, and as I mentioned, you're challenged. There's actually a second part of the book as well, and it's about Christian's wife named Christina, but we won't get to it during this time. The book, as I mentioned, is in the form of an allegory, and the characters in the book all have names that describe something about their personality or their character or who they are. There's a man named Talkative. There's another man named Worldly Wise Man. And there's a giant named Despair. And these people show us different aspects of the Christian life and different aspects of challenges that we face, and a little bit of insight on how to avoid them and watch out for them. Now, the book was written without chapters, so your book, your version may actually have chapters in it, or it may not. But what I've done is I've broken up the book into about 15 sections that we can read, about the length of a chapter, and we can read that each week. If you have chapters in your version of the book, my chapters will be a little different than yours. I just ask you just to go with what I've laid out, and that way we can all be reading on the same schedule. I encourage you as we do this to read through each section of the book for the week, and then watch the video that will be posted later on in the week to give you kind of some encouragement as well as some things to be thinking about in terms of what you've read. And then find some time to chat through what you've read with other people, either in person or over the Facebook page that we've set up. I encourage you, allow yourself to be challenged by this book. There's a lot of things to cover. There's a lot of things that this speaks to, a lot of areas of your life that this will touch. And I encourage you to let God work in your heart as we go through this together.